Ram Patisipu came to the U.S. from India with his family when he was 13. He grew up to become an accomplished surgeon, but his deep love of flying led him to create Indus Aviation in 1994, a company committed to making flying fun and affordable for everyone. And not just everyone in America, but for potential pilots in his home country and other parts of the world where sport aviation is practically non-existent. For his flagship aircraft, Ram acquired the rights to a respected design that first appeared in the 1940s and eventually became known as the Thorpe T211, named after its designer, John Thorpe, who was later responsible for the legendary Piper Cherokee. Rechristened the Indus Sport E, the airplane is available as a home-built or fully certificated in either the experimental or light sport aircraft categories.
We didn't want to do anything different to what John Thorpe did. It was a proven design. In fact, we have a 1946 original serial number 1 in our hangar that flies as beautifully as the day it was built. So it's 60 years of proven performance. So we took the airplane and left the airframe alone. That's rugged. So we took the engine and changed it from a Continental heavy engine to a Jabiru Australian engine. It's the two variants that are available, a 4-cylinder and a 6-cylinder engine. And so those are modern engines, so to speak. They use less fuel and they're more electronically controlled and so on. And then on the panel we have all the state-of-the-art navigation and engine instrument information on there. So it's all not the old steam gauges, but we have the electronic gauges. So it's all redundant battery operated systems. You don't have to depend on vacuum systems. So it's easier to use for the new pilot. So we modernized the panel, modernized the engine, kind of cleaned up the interior, made it more fun to fly. It's one of the easiest airplanes in the world to get to like and fly. I've got about close to 1,500 hours of flying time in all different kinds of airplanes. I've owned the big and the little airplanes. Being a surgeon, I've been blessed with being able to have some money to be able to buy the big planes. But every one of those airplanes, there's a little bit of apprehension that goes in before you get into a flight, especially if you haven't been flying for a few days or whatever. I hate to use apprehension as the right term, but just a little concern. In this plane, you get in, you feel comfortable, you fly. It's just natural feeling of flying.
One of the strangest features of the design is more than a half-century old, but has recently been adapted by NASA for their experimental aircraft.
This airplane is designed with this corrugated wing, the external ribbing as we call it. That allows you to have a same strength airplane wing with just a fewer number of ribs. This only uses 3 internal ribs, as opposed to 9 or 10 that most airplanes use per side. And that complicates, if you have a lot of ribs you have to put inside, it complicates the manufacturing process, adds weight, and makes it more difficult to build. Plus, you still have to use thicker skin. This airplane uses very light skin, and yet uses 3 ribs inside on each side, and yet it's certified in a normal category. So it's a very strong structure made out of lightweight components.
And the cost options?
In our airplane, we're offering it for about $75,000 to $85,000, that range, sometimes a little higher because of the equipment, sometimes a little lower. We have what's called a rapid fire program where the builder can come to our facility and build a part of the plane under our mechanics tutelage, and they actually save some money that way.
Advanced but not difficult or expensive is the underlying principle behind Indus aircraft. And if you're up to building one, their rapid fire program actually guarantees that you can assemble it within 4 months. Imagine, start work in the summer and have it ready for sun and fun, or work throughout the winter and have it finished for air venture. What could be better? When Wings to Adventure returns, a visit to 2 spots in beautiful northern Lower Michigan, and later a real gem of an aircraft.